Yo, what's going on, guys? Bobby here, and today we are going to be talking about the new Brawl Stars update. Is it fire or is it... Guys, look, I'm having a bad hair day, so I'm wearing a hat today. I need a haircut really badly, but that is besides the point. Brawl has had a very steady decline in the last year, and I feel like every update is just so important for the future of Brawl at this point. So we're going to dig into this update. We're going to talk about basically everything that was covered. I know there was a lot of update videos, but I'm more so going to tackle, is this update actually good for the game, or is it... So we're going to talk about everything, but obviously the permanent stuff first. Let's start off with balance changes really quickly. Otis did get a buff, which was needed. There is a big problem in the meta right now, just in Brawl Stars in general, where specifically tanks and assassins just absolutely dominate the meta, mixed with whatever broken hypercharge there are. And the only way to stop that is with anti-tanks. These balance changes, we have Otis getting a buff. Gale also gets a pretty big buff. Shelly gets a buff. Clancy gets a buff. So there are 4 anti-tanks that already get a buff. If that wasn't enough, oh baby, we still keep going. We have 8-Bit, who is also considered an anti-tank, who is getting a buff. Ruffs, aka the dog, who again is considered good against tanks, also getting a buff. We have 6 brawlers that are pretty good against tanks, all getting a buff. And if that is not enough, we are also getting a Leon and Chuck buff, as well as the BB. So what exactly are we looking at here? Well, we're looking at a lot of very high damage dealing brawlers, a couple wall break brawlers in Ruffs and Shelly, a couple turret brawlers in Leon and 8-Bit, all just getting buffs. And what this means is Brawl Stars is aware of the issue. They know how much tanks, assassins, and broken hypercharges control the game, and they are countering that with these anti-tank buffs. Now, as for the nerfs, exactly what I just said. The broken hypercharges are all getting nerfed. So we have Bonnie's hypercharge rate, which is definitely in need of a nerf, getting a nerf. We have Lily's projectile speed of her hyper, 10% nerf. It could be a little bit more, but I'm not too upset about that. RT hyper nerf, again, broken. Kit hyper nerf, which I'm sad about, but was needed. Mr. P, and then finally Bo hyper nerf. So we have a ton of broken hypers absolutely just getting nerfed and removed. And then finally, Tara, who is very good in the meta right now, her pets are also getting a small cooldown. So I'm absolutely in love with these balances. This is definitely the direction the balance team needed to go. And this is 100% A+ balancing. I'm a huge fan. Now, as great as that is, we have to talk about the new hypers, and a lot of them, we have some problems. So all these hyper is just completely broken. It has a extremely large dash effect, and then it also doesn't take any ammo. And then obviously the radius, the circle around the hyper is a lot bigger than it is for a regular super. And that is without even factoring the jump gadget or the pull gadget that helps out Ollie supers specifically a ton. This is likely going to make Ollie the best, second, third best brawler, something in that range, and Ollie's definitely going to be an unstoppable force. Byron's hypercharge, it's nothing crazy, but that's honestly good because Byron can cycle supers really fast. I don't know if the healing is going to count for Byron's hypercharge. I'm sure some other people have already answered that on their videos, but I don't like, spoiling myself with these not leak videos, but like early access videos, because that's just not for me. I don't know. So, but yeah, it looks pretty mid, and I'm happy about that because we don't need any more broken hypers. Finks' hyper, this is just like dummy broken, because when there's already one Finks super that's normally on the ground like every other game before the hypercharges come out, then it's just instant pressured. Wherever that super already is, the enemies have to move back and you get to move forward. Because, you can't beat someone if they're in a Finks super unless they're just the worst player in the game. But now you get a Finks super in an area, so you can throw it like 5 or 6 or 7 or however many tiles you can up ahead. And then you also get one on you, so no one can hit where you are, no one can hit where you're gonna go or where your team is gonna go. And this is kind of just unfair. This is very broken. Jaeyoung's, I'm actually a pretty big fan of. I'm a big fanboy of Jaeyoung. I think he's one of the coolest brawlers and most underrated brawlers in the game, just because he doesn't do a high amount of damage. No one thinks he's cool, but I think he's cool. I like you, Jaeyoung. But yeah, basically that little area circle around you that gives your teammates heals or speed is already pretty good. But now you can just spam it with that hyper. You just use one. You could basically do like 4,000 healing while also giving a ton of speed. So like this hypercharge is very good. It's the perfect hypercharge for Jaeyoung because Jay is a support brawler, and this is like insane support basically. So I love this hyper, and I'm a really big fan of it. Juju's hyper is very good. The only downside of playing Juju or Larry or Barley is these assassins, they can kill you really easily. These assassins are very good against you. You're very squishy. You don't have any jump, any stun, any hyper that they're feeding. So, you know, it's just kind of an L when you're playing these throwers into assassins. You guys are going to see with Juju and then soon with Larry that now there are hypers where their supers are basically just better. And this one is just awesome. It's a, what, 11,000 HP pet that does more damage and everything. You also get those little stat buffs. So I think this is perfect for Juju's kit. I'm a fan. Meeples, again, this is dummy broken. Meeple was already slowly creeping up the tier list, but now Meeple is like going to be an S tier brawler probably. If not an S tier, maybe an A tier brawler. But yeah, Meeple is just absolutely insane. I'm a big fan of Meeple's hyper. Like, I don't like it in the game, but I think it's cool. The fact that you and your teammates can walk through wherever you super. They can all shoot through wherever you super, obviously, but you can already do that with like the regular super. You can walk on water. Like, this is pretty game changing. The fact that you can walk through walls is kind of just like what is going on. So Meeple is going to be a very good late game brawler for taking over the lead or something like that. And I think Meeple is going to be really good. And then Larry's hyper, you just like spawn another you basically. So I think the Lori is a little bit stronger and then you just spawn another Larry. I don't know how good the other Larry's actually going to be, but at the very worst case, it's another 6k worth of damage that they have to take out, which is going to waste 3, 4, 5, whatever, however many ammo of theirs, which is good enough. And then Trunk's hyper actually does look pretty good. So I'm pretty excited to see what Trunk has in store for us. Leaving ants on your opponents does seem pretty broken, and if it does the damage that I've seen it do, I think this is also going to be one of the best hypers in the game. So overall, I think a couple of these new hypers are a little too good. Ollie, Finks, and Meeple are the ones that come to mind, but after those get nerfed and, you know, come back to a normal stratosphere, I am a pretty big fan of what these hypers do look like. So in my opinion, we have positive hypers, we have positive balance changes. What's next to talk about? New brawlers. So first we're going to be talking about Mina, and boy, do I have a bone to pick with this one. My complaint about Brawl Stars is every new brawler that gets released has some crazy dash, some crazy hyper, some crazy assassin play, and Mina is absolutely no different. To start off, she is the first event release brawler, so I'm kind of getting the vibe that basically everyone is going to have Mina. And her attack is a little bit wonky. She has 3 different attacks, but that's only if you use it one after another after another. You can't just use one, then wait 10 seconds, use another one. It's not going to stack. It's just going to start on over. There should honestly probably be a bar for it. Hopefully that's something they add soon. But my bone to pick is, why is there another brawler that has a dash? Every attack that she has, well, her first attack, like, why can't there just be new brawlers without dashes one time? It's like everything in this game is all about movement and crazy hypers and all this stuff, and like, I know that's good if you're like a 4-year-old kid, like, wow, you can dash from one area to the other, but like, what about the throwers? What about the snipers? What about the control brawlers? I don't even like playing those brawlers. It's just, if you're gonna have all these movement brawlers out in the game, you need to make these control, throwers, snipers all a lot better. The super is a stun that does damage. It doesn't look like crazy broken or anything. It just looks good, but anything that stuns, it just lifts them in the air, and then also does damage is typically going to be pretty good. So I think this is a good super. I think this is a good brawler, and it's going to be really cool to play. Ziggy. My notes are pretty funny for Ziggy, I can't lie. So firstly, I know this brawler isn't a thrower, but I'm going to classify it as a thrower. Anything that can like shoot over walls and does little damage and is a control type brawler, I classify as a thrower. This looks like the zap spell from Clash Royale. Like, it just looks like a knockoff zap spell. Let's be real. But I think the brawler is actually cool. It acts as a thrower, and it has cool area denial. It has a cool name as well. The main attack doesn't look too fun, but I mean, the gadget and star power, I think, does make up for it. And then the super, like, again, like, my notes, like, what even is this? It's like a thunderstorm of electricity. It's wide, it's big, it looks broken in hot zone or heist or anywhere that you can just like funnel opponents. It looks really good, I can't lie. This is the main part about the brawler, and I'm glad that the normal kit doesn't, or the normal attack or whatever, doesn't look that cool or isn't that strong, because this could be one of the best supers in the entire game. Overall, honestly, I'm not like jumping up and down about these new brawlers. I think they're both like mediocre for me, not in terms of how good they're going to be, but just in terms of like how unique they are and what they possess and stuff like that. I do like Ziggy a little bit more than Mina, but that's just because I hate dash brawlers. Like, can we stop adding dash brawlers? We need to think of something new, right? And then we could talk about the new skins a little bit. I like the Jake Ollie skin. That's just insane. That's going to be my permanent Ollie skin 100%. The Crow skins also look really dangerous. Like, I'm a big fan of the Crow skins, the graffiti skins as well. I like those. Outside of that, I think that green Rico on the left side, that, what is it, submarine, like some type of pirate submarine thing, that looks really cool. I'm a big fan of that. The stew as well, or not the stew, sorry, the tick, what is he supposed to be, like a gold coin or something? I don't know. That's a really cool tick. The other ones, I don't know, they look kind of goofy. Those are the ones that stand out to me. I think I'm normally pretty excited about a lot of skin packages. I'm pretty sure like the God one, like the one with Zeus, Brock, and all that was my favorite one of recent memory. But there's nothing here. There's no collection that I'm super excited about, to be honest. The Subway Surfer skins do look cool, though. I can't lie. There's also a couple small stuff from the update. Like, they did add new badges or new ranks or whatever you want to call it to the brawlers when you hit, I think, 1,250, 1,500, and then 2,000 trophies. And they did make some events like Brawl Hockey Permanent, and I actually like this. I think there needs to be more events than the ones that are regularly out. There needs to be more variety. I think a lot of these events like Brawl Hockey are fun to play just on ladders, so I like this change. Both changes are pretty good. So for the permanent changes, I think those couple small changes were pretty good. I think the balance changes are 10 out of 10. I can't lie. I think the new hypers seem pretty good. I think once the Finks, Meeple, and Ollie ones are balanced, it's going to be a really good batch of hypers. And the new brawlers, again, I'm not a fan of, but they're not like game breaking in my opinion, so that's fine. So overall, for the permanent stuff, I actually think, although people want like a mega big change where like star drops get changed, or there's a new game mode or something like that, people don't want the standard new brawlers, new hypercharges, whatever. I think this is a very important kind of like turn for Brawl Stars. I think the gameplay is going to be a little bit better because of the balances and the overall meta. I think the wider variety of modes is going to be more fun, and they kind of cleaned up a lot of things in the game that didn't make sense. So I do like this update in terms of setting up for the future, but this next update, it has to be banger. I'm talking about like complete renovation of the game. Like, things have to be very different. There has to be like some new system, like with star drops, or with, you know, maybe something after hypercharges. Like, there has to be something going on in this new update to bring us back, not just the normal stuff. But what I do know in my history of Brawl Stars is that whenever it comes close to winter, a lot of cool stuff comes out. So just keep your fingers crossed and let's hope something happens. Now, onto the temporary new additions, the Subway Surfer stuff. I'm normally not a big fan of this. I didn't like the Uno one. I didn't like the Mutations one. I was a big fan of SpongeBob, though. Honestly, for me, this is what it comes down to. If I've interacted with whatever the collab is, I like it. Like, I've played Uno before, but I didn't like Uno. I was a big fan of SpongeBob growing up, as a lot of kids were. You know, I just watched SpongeBob after school or something, and I loved it. I was like, wow, SpongeBob is great, and SpongeBob is in Brawl Stars. So I just loved that update and enjoyed it so much because it felt good to me. It felt like home to me. So that's probably why I like the SpongeBob one and I didn't like the Uno one. And Subway Surfers, like, I've played a lot of Subway Surfers, like on a plane or on a bus or while I'm taking a poop. Like, you know, it's just fun to play. And honestly, I'm probably going to play Subway Surfers, the actual game itself, because of the Brawl Stars collab. So there's not too much for me to talk about here because everything's going to go away after a certain amount of time. But there is a new button now. This is something I'm kind of curious about. Like, is this new button going to be fun? There's now a super button, an attack button, a movement button, a hypercharge button, and a fifth button now. And this is something that people have been kind of speculating. When hypercharges go away, what's going to come out? Are they going to have level 12 and combine like 2 star powers into 1? Or what can happen after hypercharges? We don't know. And now we have a new button. So this is going to be maybe an interesting thing to try out, see how it feels. This is what I'm most excited about for this new update, is how this new button stuff exactly works. The reward track is cool. The new boxes are cool. This is kind of stuff that doesn't affect me because I have a maxed out account, and it's not like I spend a bunch of money in all this. I don't. I just have like 500,000 coins and 500,000 power points, and I'm never gonna have to spend another dollar on this game because it's just, I have everything already. So this isn't something that affects me, but I'm sure there's a lot of cool stuff in that, you know, trail track, whatever we're gonna call it. But yeah, I don't know. The Subway Surfer collab does look pretty decent. I'm a big fan of it. Like, not a big fan, but a big fan of the Subway Surfers, the game. So I think it's gonna be cool. But overall, I'm gonna give this update like a 6.9 out of 10. It's just like, it's not good enough for a 7. I feel like 7 and above is considered pretty good. Like 7 is all right, I like it. 8 is like, wow, this is really good. 9 is like, all right, this update is fire. And then 10 is like, this is the best update in the game ever. And I don't think it's bad. I think 5 and 6 is like average. And I think this is a good foundation piece for the next one. And I don't think a lot of people would realize that, but I'm tapped in. Like, I played this game forever. I know what's good and what's bad. And trust me, guys, this is a good one. Not great, but it's good. So to answer the entire overall question, is this update fire or is this update? It's neither. It's mid. I don't know. It's all right. It's neither. It's mid.